Good morning. I wanted to talk about some law of attraction kind of tricks, I guess. Um, One of the things that I do when I start getting hyper focused on something I want and I find myself obsessing, the more you obsess over something that you want, the longer it's going to take to come. You really have to kind of just want something and leave it and move on. Think of other things, do different things, just kind of put it out there and then just kind of leave it. So one of the things I do to help me do that, because I was just recently caught myself obsessing, and I'll tell you how I'm working around that one right now, but I'm going to tell you one that is an example of why it works. My husband and I were looking for a new farm, and we were looking, and we would find something, and we'd be like, oh, okay, this is not the dream farm, but it is pretty close to our dream. And one reason or another, it wouldn't work. Whether it was the finance guy had issue with us being out of state, or the guy took it back off the market because it was the holidays, and then he kept it off the market because of COVID. There was another one prior to that where I keep saying I'm sorry, where the listing agent is the one that actually owned it, but it was not my agent. So my agent was actually there with friends of mine that lived in the area, because this was in Kentucky and I was in New York. So I had friends of mine go with my realtor, and then they were going to do like a virtual tour for me, and I'd be able to say, hey, can you look at this again or whatever, take pictures. While my friends were on the property in that viewing, that showing of the house, the property, the listing agent, the owner of the property, accepted an offer. So that one got kind of yanked out from underneath of us. But I can look back now and say, okay, but we kind of maybe dodged a bullet. There were a couple things about that might not have been as desirable in the long run. It was beautiful, you know what I mean? It was like one of those places that it's like the dream barn. It was like the chandeliers and it was like, that was like the dream barn. And I thought for sure in that moment that I really got the rug pulled out from underneath me. So I told my friend, who was the one that at the showing, I told her, I said, okay, so obviously I need something else to look forward to. So what I've decided is I want to find my dream farm, and I hope it has many elements of things that I've looked for over the years. But in order to let that go to the universe to work on that, I needed to change my focus. So I told her, I said, when I see a Mayflower moving truck, I know I'm going to be finding my new place. Now, the cool thing about what I'm doing there is that not only did I take my attention away from what I wanted, I also gave myself something different to look for, something different to look forward to, and saying that's going to be my sign that I'm getting closer. So it took a long time to find the Mayflower truck. I found a lot of Swift, I think, moving trucks, and I was like, okay, so the Swift moving trucks were kind of the sign of you're seeing a lot of these. It's not exactly what you're looking for, but now you're getting close. So I consider this all like a scavenger hunt. So the Swift trucks were telling me I'm getting close to my Mayflower truck, and I was using my Mayflower truck to be what's getting me close to what I want. Then I found my Mayflower truck, and then I found it again and again, and still wasn't finding the farm. And then I found myself obsessing over the farm idea again. And because I was beginning to obsess again, I decided that I better come up with another sign, another thing that will tell me I'm getting closer, another thing to manifest, if you will. So I told my same person, I said, okay, when I find a random key or a random set of keys, I think, that just like no rhyme or reason, but I found them, on the ground somewhere, like they clearly don't belong to anything. Those are my keys. So now I've got my moving truck, and now I need keys. So that was my next thing to look for. And see, here's the thing with that, is that it gives you, like, you ever have freshen up gum, where when you bite into it, it gives you that little squirt of flavor, the liquid inside? Well, I attribute that to, like, the squirt of adrenaline. Okay, it's not a lot, it doesn't last long, but it's definitely something. It's definitely like a little, like for me, I would say it's a mild thrill. Like it's not full body adrenaline, rush. It's just like where you feel your adrenal gland just give a little spritz. So when I would find the things that I would set up to be my scavenger hunt trail, it would be exciting. It would thrill me. Every time I saw a Swift truck, I was like, ooh, getting closer. Then when I finally saw the Mayflower truck, that was a day of, like, elation. And then I saw another one. And, it brought me more into thinking, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And I found, like, single keys, but I'm pretty sure I had said I wanted to find a set. I found, like, single keys. And, in fact, I probably have them. I know I was keeping any keys and things that I would find, I was keeping. And then one day I found a set of keys, and it was during the week, so by that weekend, so within 3 days, I was making an offer. I was making an inquiry, I should say. An inquiry with a projected offer on the farm that we did buy. So that's exciting to me, to be able to realize that I need to put what I really want you can never take away the things that you want. Like I have a racetrack now on my farm, and that's something I wanted since I was 5 years old. It's something I always admired when I would see them on other people's property. It wasn't something that I was longing for, but it was definitely something that would be cool if I had, right? So now I've got my new thing. My new thing is I want people to reach out to me to help them with kind of the castaway foals or young horses that somebody just, couldn't take care of anymore, or, got in over their heads with their education and what the animal would actually need. And I really have been kind of like pounding the pavement about it, and I've gotten to that obsessive space. I finally wrote like kind of an ad that I really like how it was worded. I like the pictures I added, the whole thing. I like how I directed people to my website through that ad. And I'm like, okay, I'm very satisfied with that. If anything, I would just repost that at some point. But I'm very satisfied with that. So now, how can I get off that obsession? And it doesn't have to be anything. So here's an example. It doesn't have to be even connected. So the other day I saw like one of those die-cast old pickup trucks, like Mater from the movie Cars. And it was small but decorative, like a flower planter or whatever. And I said, okay, I want to see like one of those die-cast decorative, where are you calling me to? Oh, I guess there's a different section of the pit here. Either that or I might want to keep this camera running because this guy's leading me out into the middle of a field. Fire truck. Die-cast, decorative fire truck. Okay? And that's what I want. Okay? So I'm driving along, and I'm finding myself a little obsessive. I'm finding myself kind of looking for that particular thing. So what I decided was, okay, start noticing anything fire truck related. I had no idea people actually use like fire hydrants as decorations, like decor. Like 5 people had fire hydrants. I saw 2 fireman statues, and I saw a Dalmatian statue. And I'm like, yes. So now what I've done is I said, okay, the fire truck is the thing that's closest to, that's my sign that somebody's going to call me. And then I'm starting to see all the things related to the fire truck. So, and isn't that cool when you think about it? Like, I put fire truck in my mind, and now everywhere I look, there's something fireman, fire company, fire truck related popping up everywhere. Super cool way to play, because instead of obsessing over something that because you're obsessing, you're holding it back, release the resistance to that and start looking at something else, and start like having something else be, I would like this, I'd like to manifest this, and then especially things that have like really no impact on you, so like the fire truck, like really. So that's my trick, and I gave you 2 examples, and I'll let you know when this one finally works, but I know it's going to work because it's worked every time. Every time I've needed to release resistance from something that I wanted, I've given myself a little scavenger hunt of other things and been very fortunate to find what I want, to get what I want. And I can't complain. My life is following. I mean, it's always fun. It's like every day I find another piece. It's like, it's cool. Like every day I find another piece. Like today I've already seen a fireman. That's another piece. Even if I see the same thing, if I see 10 fire hydrants as people's decoration, it's just so weird, right? I mean, no offense if you have a fire hydrant in your front yard because you think it's cool looking. I'm cool with it. I just never knew anybody, and how many people probably have them and have had them, and people I knew and never thought to notice it. And now today it's completely noticeable. All right. Well, that's my trick. It's a well-established trick, and I'm telling you, if you can do that for yourself, it might pay off. That's all I'm going to say. It might pay off. It just will help stop you from obsessing over the other thing, the other thing. Like, I'll find a quarter on my way to finding $1, on my way to finding a $5 bill, on my way to finding a $20 bill. You know what I mean? So on my way to winning the lottery. So anyway, that's it.